What's up? What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Locked In Podcast, your home for personal development tips, sports news, music, and more. You guys are now in tune with episode 64 of the podcast, the first Locked In Podcast episode of the new year 2022. In tonight's episode, we are going to be discussing the Birds, the Philadelphia Eagles.
The Birds.
We're going to, the Birds. We're going to be recapping the 2021 season. Basically, just going to talk about the wild ride that the Eagles went on this year, starting at 2-5 and then going and winning, I believe it was 7 of their last 9, to end the season, which was incredible, to be honest. And we're also going to, so as you know, the Birds now have a playoff spot. So they're likely going to be the 7th seed because I don't think they're going to play their starters this week. Basically, we're going to rank the potential matchups that the Eagles could have, which, outliers are the Arizona Cardinals, Dallas Cowboys, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Los Angeles Rams. We're going to dive into that. As always, guys, we're your hosts for the evening. I'm Steve Ushler, and joined on the other side of me is my co-host, good friend, the man himself. What up, bro? George Menchow.
GMIC88 in here, a.k.a. George M. I'm your co-host. What's up, guys? What's going on? To the longtime fans, we salute you guys. To some of the newcomers and newer fans or newer, guys, how you guys do. Happy New Year and everything. Happy New Year to you, bro. I know we spoke a lot behind the scenes, man. Today was kind of like, first episode of the year, so it's a big deal, and it just happens to be about sports, and we're probably more than likely 2 back-to-back episodes because it is kind of the time of year, and, Christmas over, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, it starts, everything's over, and then, we're left with some nice playoff options. Or the last game of match and then the playoffs, so
yes, sir. All right, yeah. So basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna play the intro like we usually do. Then we'll hop into it. In the meantime, while the intro is going on, I'm gonna actually post a link, guys, to this live stream. So if any of you guys want to join, talk some birds or whatever for until we go on for the next hour, feel free to hop in. But we're gonna play the intro, and I'll put that link down below for you guys. So let's get it. All right, guys. As we said, welcome back to Locked In Podcast, episode 64. We're talking some birds tonight. I'm just going to post. So I already did into the Facebook pages, guys. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to comment into the YouTube live stream, so anybody who's watching on YouTube, I'm just can also join us. So just give me 1 second. I'm gonna put this into the chat. Yeah, there's a live chat. So here we go. All right, as long as it posts, hit send. It did not post yet. It's saying it's too many. Give me 1 second. Let me copy that again. I'll just copy that. Cool. For some reason it's putting it. It's because it's coming on Facebook. All right, there we go. All right, guys, cool. So it's in the YouTube as well now. All right, guys. So welcome back. Tonight we're talking everything birds, everything football. We're basically just going to recap the bird season. We're also going to talk about the potential matchups that the Eagles are going to be facing. Like I said, Arizona Cardinals, Dallas Cowboys, Los Angeles Rams, or Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Obviously, we know Green Bay. If you're
the Raiders,
the Green Bay Packers have clinched number 1 seed in the NFC. We can talk AFC as well. We're mainly just going to focus on the Eagles, though, tonight. And next week, we're actually going to be having a part 2. We're going to do football again. But once the actual lineups are actually, once we actually know where the seeding is, and we know who the Eagles are playing and who everybody else is playing, we can talk about our predictions, which should be cool.
Yeah, man, I'm excited, man, definitely. I know we have an important game on Saturday, so this episode is going to be about some of the progress. The game, for example, against West Washington that we won. Or was it 2016, I believe? That was like we kind of clinched up, and also we can talk about the progression because, truth be told, that episode we did with Hollis, which was kind of mid-season, around I believe November, if I'm not mistaken, and then the ones we did in October, and then the last one we did on the birds, or just on like kind of like predicting the season a little bit, like early. We didn't think it was gonna be like this, but it kind of went out a little like we thought. I mean, some tough, wins, last minute wins, some losses too. Obviously, we started with Atlanta, we beat them, but then with teams like Kansas, the Chiefs and all that, and obviously, we can't expect a whole lot, especially we didn't have a lot of guys, as well. But Jalen Hurts, man, he showed why he's good, and he's taking it there. So that's one thing to be happy about.
Yeah, this team is exceeded expectations. I would 100% say for most people. How many wins did you actually think the Eagles were going to have this year going into the season?
I don't know, bro. I was thinking like if they had like at least like 7 wins, I was gonna be happy with that. Just because I saw the scale. Matter of fact, I got it right here somewhere. Look right here. See, I know nobody can see it, but all right. So look, this right here, somebody gets at the job, right? And right here is all the games at the back. It's really small. You can't read them. Looking at the lineups for the games, I was like, oh man, I was optimistic. But after like the first loss that we had, I was kind of like, I don't know. I was just hoping for the best. And I think I mentioned in one of the podcasts too that, I just wasn't going to say a lot because I didn't want to get my hopes up. But, with the team we had, man, I think we did fairly well. And we made it. I mean, made the playoffs, Yeah,
absolutely. Basically, I had them at 6-6. If I was being generous, 7 wins. But I was like 6 or 7. I was kind of leaning more towards 6. Right now we have 9.
Yeah, 9, right? That's actually a good record.
Which is kind of even more impressive how they started. So they won game 1 against Atlanta. Game 2 they played the Niners and they lost that.
San Fran, yeah, they
went on to play Dallas. They got smoked. They got smoked by Dallas.
Right.
I know everybody they played, but let me actually look and see what the order was because I believe. Next, they played
Kansas City after the Dallas, and we lost for them too. The Chiefs, remember?
Yeah, you might be right. So I forget.
We beat Carolina though. It was a solid win. Remember Carolina? I believe that was.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the order. I know it was Dallas, and then yeah, you're right. Then we played the Chiefs. That was another one. We got blown out. After that, we went on to play Carolina. We went on the road. We beat them. So starting out, we were 2-3. Then we go on to play the Bucs at home.
The Bucs at home was a little.
Yeah, yeah. No. I was saying the Bucs. Sorry, the noise was kind of loud in the background there. But honestly, we played the Bucs at home. We were losing big in that game. We came back. We were down 21-7. We came back. We lost by 6. So we almost came back, to be honest, in that game. We went on to play the Raiders. This one was embarrassing to me. I mean, It was all Derek Carr almost completed 90% of his passes, which was ridiculous. Like the Eagles' defense was like non-existent in that game, especially in pass protection. And then at that
lack
point,
of defense, bro. We suffered in the beginning, to be fair, right? Lack of defense, and remember you said that like a lot of guys went around.
Yeah, I want you to understand though, man. At that point in the season, I think everybody kind of thought it was over because you're 2-5 through 7 games. You know, at that point, I'll be honest, I was like, okay, season's over. Like
Right.
we're not, we like. I didn't really have expectations though, so it's like, okay, whatever. Like, you know, we're seeing what Hurts can do. We're seeing what Sirianni can do as a first-year head coach. Then they made a turn. Like I remember, I didn't even actually watch this game to be honest. I had plans. I was out somewhere, and they played the Lions, who were one of the worst teams in football.
Yeah, the Lions are not good like that.
They blew them out 44-6, and I was like kind of surprised though how they blew them out. The next week we played the Chargers, and we almost won that game. The Chargers actually
I remember they won
a last-second field goal with 2 seconds left, and they won the game by field goal. Chargers are they're a decent team. I'll be honest, they've actually had their struggles this year, but Herbert is a legitimate quarterback, and you know we almost beat them. And you're gonna notice down the stretch. So after the Raiders game, so now we're 1-1, right? Then we went on to play the Broncos, and that was an impressive outing. Like the Broncos, like Teddy Bridgewater isn't anything special, but they beat the Broncos pretty handily, and the Broncos had defeated Dallas the week prior. They actually like blew Dallas out, so that was an impressive win. That point we're 2-1. We played the Saints at home, and then we beat the Saints actually 40-29. That was
a big one. That was a big one. I was surprised a little bit.
And that game wasn't even as close as that suggests, to be honest, because
the game was different. That's not the scoreline is different.
Garbage time points by the Saints, to be honest. So then at that point we're 3-1. This was a game that was concerning. You play the Giants next, and you lose 7-13. It's like, okay, this team it looked like they were taking a turn right, but then to only put up 7 points against the New York Giants,
which is not a great team, by the way. They're nowhere near they used to be. In
the division game. It's a division game, but the Giants, they suck. They put up 7 points. Like, okay, maybe this team is like pretenders, even though they were turning upward. Then they go before the bye. They play the Jets. They beat the Jets. Jets again, they suck. So you beat the Jets. And then at that point, you go into the bye, and you are 4-2. But then the Eagles have just won their last 3. So they beat the Redskins handedly in the first time they played them. And again, they had a slow starting offense. They turned upward. And in the second, they've been a second-half team like the last 3 weeks, to be quite honest. They start out flat, against the Redskins. And then in the second half, they turned it up. And the first time we played them, the Giants game was ridiculous. it's 3-3 at halftime after we played the Giants again for the second time the next week. 3-3 at half, and then we wound up scoring 31, and they scored 7 in the second half. We scored 31 points in the second half to blow out the Giants. Then we played the Redskins, and we saw last week, I think it started out 16-7 Redskins, and then they scored nothing in the second half. The Eagles won the game 20-16. So again, second half again, and now they're playing Dallas this week. Here's the thing, Eagles clinch. I really don't think they're going to play their starters. The Eagles really don't have much to gain, in my opinion, by playing. I mean, maybe if the Niners lose I think they play the Seahawks. If they lose to the Seahawks and then, the Saints win, the Niners would actually be eliminated from the playoffs. I think maybe because we have the tiebreaker against the Saints because we beat them. Maybe we go to the Saints.
Would that matter, bro? Because so I'm looking at some results as well as we're speaking, and you're absolutely right. Like you actually even got the dates right as far as the games. We destroyed Detroit and lost to the Chargers. That was a good one. That was actually a confidence booster. But to lose, I mean, I was just looking at some statistics here. How did we lose to the fucking Giants, bro? 13-7. what a shallow scoreline.
That was a weird game. The Eagles' offense. So I mean, so they only allowed, you only allowed actually. What was it, 13? So you only allowed 13 points. But here's the thing, the offense was stagnant, obviously,
very stagnant. I remember people criticizing the offense that game too,
Terrible. We just were not able to get going. How we were a second half team a lot of the time. We didn't get going all game. So that game was concerning. But, the Eagles have won 4 straight since then. And honestly, I really do think being in Lincoln Financial, if the Eagles have something to play for this week, they could honestly beat Dallas. I'm not like a lot of Eagles fans where they got the goggles on. They say Dallas is not good at all. So Dallas is obviously somewhat good to be where they're at.
But they beat us early in the season. Did they not in the beginning of the season? They beat us, right?
Yeah, we were a different team then, though. We weren't running the ball. But here's the thing: I don't have the goggles on. I don't have the goggles on like a lot of Eagles fans do. Dallas is a good team. Are they a Super Bowl contender? No, not in my opinion. No, they're not. No, they're not. Like, they're not a Super Bowl contender because there's so many other teams that are better than them. I mean, they're obviously going to have a home field advantage, right, because they won a division. I don't think they're going to be able to compete with some of those teams in the NFC. I don't think they'll be able to beat Green Bay. I'll tell you that right now.
No, they're not beating Green Bay. That's also my team, by the way. Although I'm wearing red today, but shout out to Green Bay, the team. Of course, like but right now it's all about the Eagles. The Eagles come first. The Cowboys, bro. I just don't see that. I mean, if they beat like the Broncos, I mean, look, they got the Bucs. I mean, there's the Bucs, of course. I mean, if they got Green Bay in their division, if they beat us, dude, and they go all the way out, smart money says just play a normal game, wins. It's still a game. Like I said earlier, we talked on the phone, but the Eagles got to know what to conserve and like not even have all the starters. You know what I mean? They're going to try to rest them well, get them ready. Prepare, do some technical changes. Not to mention how many players we had. I mean, we got some guys back from injuries. And people that signed and resigned during the season or early season, like when we had the preseason. Quite a few, actually resigned and all that. But I think the team is finding its identity again a little. I think we have something to play for, and 4 in a row is better than 2 in a row winning. That's 4 games, like you're saying. But again, we didn't start that well because remember we talked about this in an episode. I don't know if you remember. We talked about how it's important to get dude. They wanted to beat Atlanta, they beat the Falcons, but the Falcons kind of stunk this year, So I'm not getting my hopes up. Then we lose to San Fran. I think some of the losses helped us because look, we lost to some close games. I mean, the Chargers, I believe, was a close one. Yeah. We beat the Broncos. We beat them pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I'll be honest, we really haven't beat. I know you play who's on your schedule. We haven't really beat any really, really solid teams. But that's what Cowboys fans always say anyway too. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Who all I ask is, who is Dallas beaten too? Because like everybody always forgets that. Like Dallas really hasn't beaten anybody good. They had an opportunity to beat the Cardinals last weekend and they didn't. The Cardinals.
I mean, they're overrated a little, but
they beat them in Dallas. And they don't have DeAndre Hopkins right now.
But by the way, bro, if you noticed, I mean, we all know this because we watch football enough to know the whole Eagles Dallas rivalry. But you know how they say that Dallas is a very hard field to play against in their field. Like the home advantage. If home advantage was the real thing, a real team, it would be like Dallas. They always seem to kind of have that. They lost to the Cardinals. So I'm not hearing all this, that Dallas is going to win. They're going to do Dallas. In my opinion, Dallas probably loses somewhere in the playoffs. But like I said, good luck to everybody. I'm worried about what we're going to play. And I don't think we have to play. We'll see who we're going to play against. It's going to be the next episode, which is next week. But like I said, man, I don't want to. If we could get the easy team out the way, it's cool. If we could beat a big team out the way and get confidence and keep our players without injuries, without, still peaking form. This is a peak form, bro. I mean, honestly, November, December, and January, it's like the toughest time of the season because all the injuries catch up. Players are tired from the season. Some are in better shape than others, you know what I mean? So it's going to be kind of, it's going to be very essential to see how he looks now. I do want to watch the game, and I'm off, by the way. I think I'm free early on Saturday, but I think the game is later, isn't it? Right? Is it a later game?
Yeah, it's a later game.
Oh, okay, so then I'll probably watch it at work. I get to watch it, just with no sound. That's all good, though.
Fun fact, actually, the Eagles have a better record than Dallas since mid-October. So Dallas started the season really, really good. Dallas, I believe, started 5-1 or 6-1, something like that. Dallas started the season very, very well. They played well, and I think Trayvon Diggs had it was something crazy. I think he had 7 picks in 7 games or something like that to start the season. Diggs now has 11 picks for the rest of the season. And he knew he was eventually going to quiet down. He's got beaten on a lot of double moves as well, but they have that cornerback, Trayvon Diggs. He's got 11 interceptions on the year, but Diggs has also got burned a few times as well. I don't know. My question is, the Eagles, whoever the Eagles do wind up playing, we had no expectations this year. So even if we lose in the first round, it really doesn't matter. It's a win-win for us no matter what. It's great if we can go on to the next round. I mean, obviously, that's great. You want to win. You always want to win. But here's the thing, we have to remember. The Eagles, this is the first year. I mean, this is Jalen Hurts' first full year, and this is Nick Sirianni's first year as a head coach. And all the draft capital that we have going forward, 3 first-round picks next year, and then you figure all the other picks that we have in the rest of the rounds, we have a lot of draft capital. The future of this team is actually very, very bright. And whatever happens in the first round of the playoffs, no matter who we play. We'll get into, honestly, we're going to rank, me and George probably have our own opinions, but who we want to play in the first round out of the 4 potential teams, which are the Cardinals, the Cowboys, Tom Brady and the Bucs, and then you have the Stafford and the Rams.
Right.
This is literally it's a crazy scenario that the Eagles already have a playoff spot wrapped up before the final week of the season on a rebuild year. Just remember that. This is a rebuild year.
Yeah,
this is
right.
First year.
I'm glad you said that. It's also a fun fact.
I didn't think we'd be here.
Rebuild year, right? No one thought we would be here. I don't think there was a lot of. I mean, we were definitely, even though we were Super Bowl champions about 4 years ago now, 4 years ago. So with having said that, in 4 years, yeah, our team got weakened and crippled. We lost a lot. We lost our quarterback. So for Hurts to be his first year, and new coach, new situation, some new players, new tactics. I mean, honestly, it speaks a lot. I think. Would you say so? Would you agree with that? Would it be fair to say that he speaks volumes of how well we've done, without saying because I mean we still haven't really, we proved that we kind of belong here, but we didn't prove that we're necessarily a solid team because we're building. Again, keyword, we're building. So would you say it's fair to say that this season, I mean, as of right now, we're still just clenching up to playoffs and doing what we did and getting some solid wins later in the season. Do you think that was somewhat impressive and a good feat for us? Would you say that?
Yeah, we won 7 of 9. To be honest, if it wasn't for that one weird let up that we had against the Giants, which honestly we probably should have won. We lost by 6, and then we lost by the Chargers by a last second field goal.
9-7, are we? We're 9-7 right now.
I mean, we're 9-7, but we won 7 of our last 9. That's the most important fact to understand. The last 9 games, we won 7 of 9.
That's what counts the most, not the first games,
And like I'm saying right now, honestly, if it wasn't for the Chargers loss by a field goal at the very end, and if it wasn't for that weird game where our offense just never got going against the Giants, which was the most concerning loss to me. To be honest, that's 9 straight. If we win those games, that means we won 9 straight. Like if it wasn't for that, but yeah, man, just it's been impressive what this team has been able to do down the stretch, all of November and all of December. To be honest, it's been impressive. Even though the teams, the competition hasn't been great, but you play who's on your schedule. To be quite honest. And honestly, if we had played the Buccaneers, if we had played the Chiefs, and maybe played Dallas in the second half of the season when we started running the ball, who knows what could have happened? Because the Eagles now have found their identity. They run the ball.
Exactly. They know their style of play, and they're getting more comfortable again because people don't realize, bro, the casuals or the regular fans, they don't know talk. Eagles, they got the goggles, you said. They don't know much goes down in there. Our buddy, our good friend, Hollis Thomas, shout out to Hollis Thomas. When he was here a few episodes ago, he explained a lot what goes down, and that's why it's good to have. I can see that. It's good to have like an expert to kind of like explain what things are going and to give insights that the average person might not know. Even if you say we were football stars growing up and we played in college, it takes a while to understand how things go, and you got to speak not as a fan but as a person that understands it, also as a person that cares, like a person of interest, a supporter, a fan. A person maybe he's worked for him, like for example, like James, he's worked for him. He knows how things can be sometimes, even in a locker room. She gets tough, man. So I think that's what I think personally. I would have rather us have 2 killer games, like ridiculously hard games at the beginning, because not to break the morale, but think about this: what if we played the second game would have been against like Brady's team and we did really well, but we lost? Everybody loses, to the Bucs or whatever, and then it was a close one. You know what I mean? Could have been good. And next thing you know, it gives you confidence in the next game. Unfortunately, or not unfortunately, but again, the way things went, we had a pretty easy team to win. But sometimes you never know. I mean, we have lost again. We thought the Giants were easy, and look what happened there. So you know what I mean? We beat Atlanta. It's just about not getting ahead of yourself, bro, and getting that full sense of security. But again, like you said, you got to play good teams, the good defense. Try not to make stupid mistakes and turnovers. And all kinds of stuff. I mean, I've seen games be decided on like small interceptions and stuff like that. And I've been watching a lot of games, so it's hard to keep up with all the different games because I work a lot, so I see them, at the club. Especially if I'm working at the front door there, I get to see all the games. And what I do is sometimes I sneak out a little bit. I try to get I go to some radio station that I know, where I go on the phone. I try to figure out the commentary. Or I go to the bathroom sometimes. So the bathroom, you can hear the voice. You don't watch this full game, bro, until you actually can hear what's going on. Because most diehard fans don't want to watch a game, just the action, but they're not hearing it. You got to hear it. And that's the difference between watching it, being there and watching it somewhere else,
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. It's a whole nother scenario. I went to the game the year I went to the playoff game against the Falcons the year they actually won the Super Bowl.
I remember the time. Yeah, back in 2018, right?
Yeah, the energy, man. It's just it's something I've never experienced at any sporting event in my entire life, man. It was just
the vibe being there, right? The energy and all that. What's going on? Just like the feeling, bro. The people chanting. It's like it beats on your heart because like your heart beats down here. I feel the same way when I went to soccer games and football games, and also when I went to a Phillies game one time. Although it was raining and they stopped the game and through. I mean, watching games live is always cool, bro. On TV, for some reason, baseball games can look very boring, but watching them live, especially in an MLB game, is a different story. That's a whole different story.
Yeah, man, it is. And if you've never been to an Eagles game, I highly recommend it. But that was my first ever playoff game, and I'll tell you what, man, it wasn't the NFC Championship, but it was the divisional round. So the Eagles had a bye. We played the Falcons in the second round. We were the number 1 seed that year. We won the Super Bowl. But man, I went with Heath actually, and Heath might be watching that shit right now. But Yeah, man. It was actually a crazy scenario. I think I've talked about it before on this live stream, but to be honest, like we were supposed to go to Xfinity Live with a bunch of friends, and everybody kind of bailed because of how cold it was. I'm not gonna lie, it was negative. It was actually negative degrees at kickoff, which I think we played around 6 o'clock.
Oh God,
Honestly, so we got down there, man. We were in the parking lot tailgating with some people, and what happened was, we realized everybody wasn't coming. And one of my buddies calls me up. He's like, dude, they got standing room down to $100 right now. So we walked over to the box office. I was like, yeah, why don't we check it out? I was like, yeah, you guys got standing room for $100. So we got them for 80. We were just like, yo, sign us up. We're in. We just immediately we went in, and I'll tell you what though, Heath was wearing shorts, man, because we thought we were going to Xfinity Live, dude. So he was outside, man, like a crazy man. Yo, this man lasted all the way till halftime in shorts. Dude, mind you, the wind chill was negative at kickoff.
He's psychotic for that, dude. You get no points for that, but it's so cool.
My man had to go buy a throw blanket to wrap around his legs at halftime, because I'm like, dude, I don't want you to get frostbite, my guy. Like, it was crazy. He had to be the only one in the entire stadium wearing shorts. I swear.
Your legs, bro, definitely can feel it too. I mean, even though usually your legs are the least sensitive, but I mean, to tell you, bro, cold feet, cold legs, bro. Wind. Nah, he should be careful. I mean, and that's the typical thing that like local people do. They go out there with open toe sandals. You often hear somebody say that's the white people shit. Well, Heath definitely stood by that. So my man Heath said, "Fuck all that. I'm going out, with showing my legs. I don't care." That's a diehard fan right there, though. But to be fair, Heath is a very big Eagle supporter. He'll bleed green. So I mean, it's not cool,
Todd, you're right, man. Eagles game's amazing live, and the only thing that comes close to UFC event, I'm sure George.
I can agree to that. The only thing that comes close, definitely.
Todd, I commented, Heath laughed my ass off. Yeah, he knows Heath because obviously.
He knows Heath.
We all met at Lowe's, dude. So
Lowe's, Todd right there on the check-in right now. Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. UFC events are very fun, but you know what it is though? It's a different type of atmosphere, bro. I mean, I like, but because you watch a football game and you just gotta appreciate, even if you're not a football player, you just appreciate the fact that they're going so hard. You hear through the collapsing of they're grown, gigantic men, big dudes too. They're UFC heavyweights them year because a lot of football players, including Greg Hardy, the Prince of Work. Remember Greg Hardy used to play football? And Brock Lesnar is another one. And Herschel Walker all have football backgrounds and have done very well in MMA. And some of them for the UFC, like Hardy and Brock Lesnar. So it's comparable. I mean, but yeah, a basketball game is a different energy. Still, you appreciate the technical aspect of sport. They're fit, obviously. I mean, so what's the difference? They're running a small court, trying to shoot the ball, a small, rim. These guys are running. It's a little more physical, but at the same time, it's still a tough game, Soccer, kind of similar too. You'd be trying to score in a net like this, be trying to shoot the ball in the net. So, I mean, it's always a lot of things to appreciate, to value. And again, the energy is always good, but UFC, something about fighting, that really makes it a little different, bro. But I mean, honestly, Todd is absolutely right. Todd must have been to the UFC event because if he knows about him, he must have went, Sorry, guys, just got in. Okay, nope. I'm not sure.
That was Mike Akins.
Mike.
So Mike. And I actually, not to cut you off, but I have like a little a small shout out and like a little a small announcement with Mike that I told I would announce at the end of the podcast. So towards the end of the live stream, I'll announce that for Mike.
Actually, we have a couple of those, bro. But we're talking football, so.
Yeah, I think you might know, George, because I think you saw the news.
No, I know. Yeah, I know exactly. I don't want to say it right now, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Say no more. Well, let me see. We're 29. I'm about to take a break in a few minutes, but and then I'll be right back. I mean, I'll let you do it on your own for a little. We'll definitely do the thing for Mike. We'll take care of that small announcement. But I mean, a lot of great stuff. It's going on. I mean, a lot's going on, bro. A lot of things going on. I found out some crazy news myself today. Speaking of those things, bro, and we'll make it work. We'll make it happen. But you know what I mean? Yeah, no problem, Mike. We got you, bro. But yeah, man, it's a lot going on, man. I mean, the year. Let's start by saying this, Steve, real quick. When we go back to the Eagles, this year started out with a bang. Period. There was games like the day after New Year's Eve, the day of at the club. Things got a little ugly, and I'll tell you about it behind the scenes. I actually don't want to say here, but not that it really matters at this point. But some things I just want to keep to myself and like tell you. But yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, man. So let's hop into the next thing. So we kind of just recap the season. Honestly, if you had to grade before we even hop into the possible matchups that we might be facing round one, what would you rank Jalen Hurts this year? What would you rank Nick Sirianni in terms of grades, like an A+, a B, a C? Like what would you rank?
Not even sure, but to be honest, I would say
I'll go.
All right, you don't go first, Sid?
Yeah, I'll go first if you want. So Nick
All
Sirianni,
right.
man, I gotta rate him an A. I'm gonna go A minus. The only reason not like an A plus, because honestly he might even be close to deserving an A plus for where he got us this year. Is just because like it just confuses me why it took them so long to start running the ball. But if it wasn't for that fact to start the season when they went 2-5, I mean I know he's a new coach and all, but it did take him a little longer than I would have hoped. He just constantly there was I think the Dallas game we only ran the ball twice. Like to me that was confusing. But honestly, an
Frustrating
A
too, to be
minus.
honest.
He's an A minus in my opinion, man. Like phenomenal year. If it wasn't for that, man, I'd give him an A plus. But first year head coach, man, and like you didn't really know what to expect. I know everybody wanted to make jokes of this how he talked at the podium to start like before he was the head coach and everything.
Yeah,
And they
the
didn't
jokes
like
are
that.
good, but we got to focus on serious stuff, man. And he's doing good with the Eagles. I mean, honestly,
Dude,
rough start, but
I really think they all buy into him, man. Like they really do. They rally around him, man. They buy into his coaching philosophy, man. So this team is a very together team, in my opinion. They play hard for him. So I'm like, that's the sign of a good coach if you can get buy-in, and that's like our Philly mentality, man. This is a blue collar city. Everybody's about hard work. You put the work in, and if you put the work in, we'll respect you here. That's all we ask.
yeah,
So to be honest, I
in
give
a
him an A
very hard
minus.
city, by the way.
If I had to give Jalen Hurts, I would probably say about an A minus or a B plus. Jalen Hurts, I mean, like he's getting better, man. Like for sure. Like he's had a good year, and like I really do think now Jalen Hurts is our quarterback for the future. I think he's definitely proven that this year. He like the main knock on Hurts was his accuracy with throwing the football. We all know he could run. We know he can throw, but the deep ball it still kind of is. He's not as accurate as you'd like him to be, but I have honestly seen Jalen Hurts' progression. I think he's getting more accurate with the ball. I don't know if he'll ever be able to have that top tier accuracy deep down the field, but we'll see. But to be honest, man, he's improving, and for that, I have to give him. It's either B plus or an A minus. It's like right in that range. You know what? I'll lean A minus for him because I
You
really
gonna
do
give him a
believe.
minus?
I really do believe he's been progressing. And the run offense of this team is obviously A plus. It's honestly ridiculous. The Eagles were putting up like 200 yards a game for like 7 straight weeks. It's ridiculous, dude. Like between Hurts running the football, Howard, Sanders. Miles Sanders is hurt right now. The positive news is, we're hearing that Miles Sanders has a good chance to return for week one of the round one of the playoffs. So obviously, fingers crossed there. Hopefully, Jordan Howard's good and ready to go. Because without the run, obviously the identity of this team is shot. We need the run, and in the playoffs, man, being able to run the ball is important.
Yeah, bro. All right, so let me think. All right, so now about the question. Let me answer the question.
The
I would
rating,
say I'll give Nick Sirianni, bro. I'll give him honestly. Here's the thing, and I explain a little bit. I'll give Nick Sirianni an A, and the reason for that is, like I said, like you give an A minus, I'll give him just an A. The reason for that is because I feel like as a new coach and also a pretty young guy, he's only like 40. He just scratched 40. He just literally turned 40 last year. So I mean, young guy in his, got a little experience. Kind of like we know what to expect from him. But I feel like he showed that a coach, probably like with somewhat of a, how can I say, limited experience can still kind of come in an important city, important team. Again, we are a big team. We might have not been a championship team this year or maybe like last year, but in overall, man, we're not, because it's only been like 4 years since we won the last Super Bowl that we won, our Super Bowl. So it's not like, we're completely a whole different team, but there's been a lot of changes. But we have the winning mentality. It's just that, sometimes we just get caught up. Or again, like you said, I don't know why they were, like, it just seems like strategies got changed. So in that sense, I would have to say that as a player coach or just as a coach, I mean, Sirianni, I think just kind of like experimented a little bit. But can you really blame him? I mean, again, he's new to the team, new quarterback. He wants to kind of like build the quarterback. I feel like this was a building team and a building season for the Eagles. If somehow, which I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if somehow we do go all the way in, bro, we win him, bro, they'll be like a miracle. But you know what? They'll be the most common Rocky American story. But in regards to football, I just think that being in the playoffs will help her and possibly winning, like at least winning like the first game, in the playoffs and going as far as we can. That's all we can help her right now. So I'll give him like an A for the way he was able to kind of manage the team a little bit. With, everybody from getting people to to work with each other, to things, they were going rough because it seemed like everything was kind of bad for us. I mean, we lost the coach list, he left, the whole team we went. So it was a lot, and they should trust me. They should can weigh in on the season. Believe me, you can. Try. It seemed like it then, even though it happened before, like it was going on like in the spring, summer before season started. If you're not ready up to par, you know what I'm saying? You got to kind of like, you got to like be there in the beginning. And again, our preseason was kind of like, 50-50. We started okay, but then to the real teams we lost and we picked it up. So yeah, I'll give Sirianni I'll say like about an A. I think he deserves that. And as far as Jalen Hurts, bro, I'm not sure. I mean, it's between a B plus or an A. I can't either or. I would say like a B plus. But here's the thing: when we started in the beginning of the season, he was more like a B plus. Now with the work and because of improvements and because it seems like we're growing more, I guess I could give him an A.
Yeah,
Remember,
I mean,
just a few weeks ago, people were saying
he's technically a first-year quarterback. He did play like
Yeah.
4 games last year towards the end of the season. He played
a
the
little
Saints
bit. He had no
Cardinals
experience,
game,
right?
Redskins, where they pulled him for, obviously they threw the game, they pulled in Sudfeld. I would kind of say, he's kind of a first-year quarterback still. But I like Todd's analysis there. He said a lot of players say that Sirianni is a player's coach. He's gained their respect and their trust. He's listened to them and us fans and switched it up positive. He has, and honestly, that's important. He's made the adjustments to start running the football, and yeah, that's very, very important. His in-game adjustments are phenomenal, actually, because the only worrisome thing is like Jonathan Gannon, man. The way he runs the defense in the first half to me, man, is just it's worrisome to me because it's like like he starts out like playing like drop back zone, like it's weird. And then like in the second half he adjusts very well, but it's like why not just play that way the whole way through? To be honest, Todd also said A for Sirianni, B for Hurts. It's fair. It's fair. I don't think we cannot give us Sirianni in the A. Like if you give him anything below an A minus, I just don't think you can. Because of where
I would say you have to give him a little more.
and 7 of our last 9, to be honest, like I said, we were so close to 9 straight. I know a win is a win, a loss is a loss,
Right.
but very close to 9 straight. And to be honest, yeah, we were really in that Chargers game, and that's a good quarterback. So Justin, it's Herbert out there, so he's a good quarterback. But
Good point, bro.
yeah, it's fair. B for Hurts. Yeah,
Like
Hurts
I
is
said, bro,
progressing. He's still just not there accurate.
Right, he's not quite there. But people are remember, like I said, I was saying before I got cut off. You're saying something about Hurts, and I was like, dude, Hurts is like honestly, dude, he's almost like a meme. People are like, no, didn't have faith in him. Yo, Hurts can do this. Philly fans are so impatient. They're so like they want to see results right away. It takes time, yo. You gotta get just to the team. Look what he's been doing now, though. I mean, again, like you said, they're running the ball more. They're tight, the tight ends a little better. We got some, recurring injuries, but people are coming back. It seems like we're really falling down. If we were like this in early mid-October, we could have. I mean, our season could have easily been a little better. We might have been. We would have won 11 of our last, 11. But we won 7 of 9. Still a good record for October. Like I said, I didn't know that. That was actually a mini trivia. October to now, we're pretty much undefeated, except for I guess the Chargers, right? That's the only team that beat us. We beat the Broncos.
The Giants, too. The Giants.
Yeah, the Giants. Well, that's a very weird game. I don't want to talk about that game, buddy.
I'm gonna be honest, man. If we had won the Giants game, and then if we had started running the ball to start the season, we could have really beat the 49ers. Like, I don't even think it would have been a question. We would have beat the 49ers, and we honestly probably could have beat the Bucs as well, man. Who really knows what would have happened? Marius commented in. He said, "Go Birds." Yeah, thanks, Marius. Obviously, let's go Birds.
Oh, that's Marius. Yeah, I see it. It's his name and everything. That's on
go
YouTube.
Birds.
Go Birds, Marius. He should be in the show. Come next week, Marius. Hopefully next week feel better. Marius is feeling that well, but he'll be back though soon. He's like the unofficial member. He's like the quasi member of the podcast here.
yeah. Go. So
him and Tom.
Well, I'm gonna get into. Even before I get in, just a quick comment. Devontae Smith has been phenomenal this year, guys. Top 3 best rookie receivers in the league. Obviously up there with Jamar Chase, in Cincinnati, but. Devontae Smith has honestly made we can already tell that this kid is special. And it's been a long time since the Eagles have had a very special receiver like this. And this kid in Devontae Smith, he's really you could tell this kid's going to be a stud. The way he can toe tap, the way he has like ball control along the sidelines, it's ridiculous. He's obviously he's going to be great. And the first real like big receiver I'd say we had since Terrell Owens. Sean Jackson was good, right? But I don't think like since Terrell Owens, we haven't really had that really, really big stud receiver. I don't really count D-Jax as much. I mean, D-Jax was a deep ball guy, but I'm gonna say, man, this could be the first receiver we've had in a long time where, a standout wide receiver that through the draft, which is it's gonna be interesting to see what this kid can do. It's
definitely. Some a lot of action out there, like I said, and I'm talking about just about all NFL, not necessarily just the Eagles. I'll be seeing a lot of teams, going for theirs, bro. I mean, I've been watching a lot of games. I remember the first game of the season. I think it was the Ravens. It was Beamer against. I think it might have been like San Fran or something like that. That was the first game I was watching the season. Then of course the Eagles game, because being at the club, bro, they watch every game. You see a lot of analysis. Of course, you cannot hear a lot of things, but you're watching a lot. So I've been trying to keep up with my teams, the Eagles and obviously Green Bay a little. But Green Bay's doing very well, and then you're talking about. Aaron Rodgers possible leaving. We'll get into that maybe next week or on the second part of this or a little later. But what? Let me ask the question, bro. So, two questions for you, because again, you probably know about this subject more than a lot of others. Give me like the name of like 2 or 3 Eagles players that impressed you this year, and also tell me who you think is our most feared possible future opponent, just for the near future. I'm not talking about later on, just for the next the possible future opponent. So I'm after this game. Who do you think is the hardest team, and also give me like 2 or 3 players that you feel like did really well this year, other than Hurts, of course. I mean, we just talked about
two or three players on the Eagles.
2 or 3. It could be anybody. It could be a rookie. It could be a starter.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Obviously, like I just said, Devontae Smith is definitely one of them for me. He's been a phenomenal asset to this team. I would also say on the defensive side, Josh Sweat has been a beast. He's been an absolute beast on the defensive line. He's had a really, really good year. And I'm also going to say TJ Edwards. TJ Edwards has silently, as our linebacker, had actually a really, really good year. I like what TJ Edwards can do. And yeah, I would say those 3. How about you, man? If I had to kick it back to you, man, who are 3 players that really stand out to you other than Hurts that have been really strong this year?
Honestly, bro, I feel like the same way you did, to be honestly, bro. Same players you said, because I've been watching some statistics, and it seems like they be working hard. They've been, sort of like the backbone a little bit of the team, bro. Honestly, that's what I think. But of course, I'll be focusing on Hurts because I see so much crap on him, and I'm like, yo, give this guy a chance a little. And then I watched some videos of him, even some YouTube stuff, of him like training, and the way they train, bro, they do a lot of good work, bro. So I mean, it's a little cliche because everybody's expecting a lot of Hurts, but obviously, yeah, the guys you just mentioned and Hurts, I think they'll be kind of like the almost like the unofficial. I mean, obviously Hurts be not there, but almost like the unofficial captains. Like Smith and them. They've done a lot for the team, bro. I think again, I feel like the confidence level has been going up for the Eagles, bro. That's just what I think, bro. And it shows. I mean, it's pretty fucking clear because I mean, you don't win like you don't lose like games back and forth, and you can look consistent. You win like what do we win like the 7 out of 9. Okay, so we won like what we had how many straight wins? We had like 7 straight wins. You said it was, or what was it? The number of
7 of 9. 7 of 9. We've won 4 straight. 4 straight.
4 winning streak, bro. Towards the end of the season, bro. Like as far as going to the playoffs, I think it's any team kind of like that's what every team kind of like hope for. Now, unless you're like the big teams, obviously like not the Giants, of course. Hold on, it's a phone call. But unless you're like the Chargers. I mean, obviously, the Buccaneers and all that because they won it. Kansas City, the top teams, and you're winning. It's to be expected. But the Eagles, bro, to start winning like that, that's again, it's a small finish zone. And yeah, but guess what? Though, don't think other teams are not noticing, bro. They're noticing us. Dude, trust me. Oh yeah, we're getting noticed.
Yeah. No, I mean we're putting the league on notice. To be honest, I mean even though we're a 7th seed, like to be honest, like I said, if our identity had been a little bit different to start this year, who the hell knows what would be right now? Who really knows, man? So why don't we dive into the rankings of who we want to play first round? Why don't we hop into that side of it? Because there's 4 teams out there that we could potentially play in round 1. It's going to be the Cardinals, the Buccaneers, the Cowboys, and the Los Angeles Rams.
The Rams.
So George, if I had to kick it to you, you know what? Actually, if I had to kick it to you, man, who would you say first that you would rather out of those teams? The Cardinals, the Cowboys, the Buccaneers, or the Rams? Who would you want to play in the first round the most, and then rank them from like least like who you would rather play the most to like who'd you rather play the least? Who'd be more scared of?
I got you, bro. Can you all right? Can you just repeat like the teams again, and I'll kind of rank them as far as what I think. It's like the most dangerous for us, and who the thing's the best team. So we got the Buccaneers. Okay, obviously they're the champions, defending champs. The Rams, right? You said Rams.
Yep, the Cowboys and the Cardinals.
I'm gonna just say, I mean, honestly, for me, it would be like Bucks, bro. Okay, so I would say the Buccaneers. Let me see. Between the Cardinals and the Rams, I'm not sure exactly. I mean, because I'm not sure of their records. They're both really good teams, South teams. I would say Rams, then the Cardinals, the 3, and then I would say the least is the Cowboys. But they don't mean they're not a threat for the playoffs. And obviously, we're gonna play them next Saturday, this upcoming Saturday. But that's just what I think as far as like the toughest teams. Now, who are we gonna? I mean, I just want to avoid the Bucks and like the Cardinals. I mean, between them two, I think, or I'm sorry, the Bucks and the Rams. If we get between the Cardinals and the Rams, bro, I mean, either or is gonna be a tough one. We could lose, we could also win. I feel like we have a best chance of beating the Cowboys out of all these 4 teams. But we cannot go by what we saw in September, October when we played it first. I mean, obviously there was the third. Was it the third game? It was the 4th game of the week.
So you want to play? So you want to play the Cowboys the most?
I'm saying as far as the playoffs, it's better for us to play like the Cowboys or maybe like even the Cardinals because I feel like the Bucks are kind of up there. I just don't see us beating them. It'd be the same if we had the Kansas City in the equation, although they're not in our division right now and all that. But I'm just saying that like these teams, in my opinion, will be kind of like tough. But here's the thing though, and again, I'm never going to get into it with the whole Antonio Brown thing going on. Who knows where I mean, the Bucks is still a good team. Let's not get them messed up. But
Yeah,
those situations a little because it's a foggy. He gets a little touchy. People are saying he left Brady hanging. He did him dirty. But I mean, Brady's a champion. He's championship material, bro. He can play well, bro. I mean, so we'll see how they react after the whole,
yeah,
tantrum.
yeah.
We'll say that. We'll just say that. Although I'm not disagreeing, and I still like Antonio Brown. I'm not gonna say nothing. Oh, he quit or no. Nah. If you want to leave, you want to leave, and no man should be held, against his will or whatever. But I'm just saying that the Bucks may have a little bit, maybe the time to catch him off guard a little. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just kind of speculating a little bit, but I would say that, like, in my opinion, I want to avoid, the kind of like the biggest teams on paper, just because like a solid win could get us there. Who knows? If we play another team, maybe we could beat them. Look at 2018, the road to the Super Bowl, how it went for us. Teams that some people thought were better than us, so we beat them. We beat the Cowboys. I remember that game.
Well, we didn't beat them in the playoffs. We didn't play them in the playoffs.
We did. We played in the season, right?
Yeah, obviously the division game, so we played them twice. But
yeah,
we didn't play the year we went to the Super Bowl. We beat the Falcons and then the Vikings.
Oh yeah, we beat the Falcons. We beat the Vikings. I remember the Vikings. That was like the game before the Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken. The Vikings, right?
Yeah, it was the NFC Championship. I'll tell you, if I had to rank, I would want to play the Cardinals number one, but it's probably the least likely scenario that's going to happen.
Yeah,
but I would like to play the Cardinals the most, and I'm going to tell you why. The Cardinals have one of the worst home records in the NFL. So the Cardinals are really, really good on the road, but they're only okay they're only okay at home. So I would take my chances with the Cardinals. I would take my chances with the Cardinals as my number one option, but it's probably the least likely that that's going to happen because of the 5th seed right now, and things would have to move around for that to happen. It's significant. They would need significant help to be able to play us. Number two would be Dallas. I want Dallas. I be honest, like I agree with Marius on this one. He said I want the Cowboys. How amazing would it be to beat them at Jerry World? I actually talked to him about this the other day. Yeah, dude, if we could eliminate Dallas from the playoffs after all the hype and talk that they've had this season, and then the Eagles come in as the 7th seed and knock Dallas out in Dallas, that would be like our Super Bowl. Because, I mean, let's be realistic. The Eagles are not going to win the Super Bowl this year. They're not strong enough. They're not deep enough. It would be if they're not going to.
You'll be very hard.
I'm not even going to put that. I'm not trying to be negative, but I mean, let's be realistic here.
Realistically, no, bro. We're not going to.
Yeah,
it'll be a big deal to do well in the playoffs. I mean, just the fact that we're in there is good.
I see how far they can go.
How far exactly what I said. So
yeah,
but I hear what Mary's saying though. Somebody said Cardinals, Rams, and Bucks. So is that the order?
Over Dallas then too, because obviously the Cowboys. But
so are the Cowboys really this fear of the team? Because I feel like this year they haven't done as much as I mean, they're still a good team, but
no, they are a good team. They're a 4th seed, right? They won the division, so I mean they are a good team. But as of late, they haven't been as strong. The only thing is and then the Bucks and the Rams you have, right? I think the Rams will be a fun game. You just never know what Rams you're going to get, though. You could get the Stafford, who's thrown, I think, 5 interceptions. I think he's thrown 6 interceptions to 5 touchdowns in the last 4 games. Stafford does not look sharp. The Rams have won some of their games. They've barely won them. But you just never know what Rams you're going to get because that team could destroy a team on any given day. You just never know what type of Rams team is going to show up. Their defense is lethal, both in the secondary and the front four with Aaron Donald. You got Jalen Ramsey in the secondary. That team is lethal defensively. You just never know who you're going to get. And I know my boy Derek is a big Rams fan, so if he's watching, he actually wants to play us. He actually wants to play him. He's been on this the podcast before, but he wants to play us. He thinks it will be a good game. And then, I mean, with Tom Brady, right? You're playing the Bucks. They're banged up as hell. Mike Evans is hurt. Antonio Brown just left. Fournette's hurt. They lost Vontae David for the entire year. That team is super banged up. But here's the thing. You still are going against the GOAT. You're going against Brady in the playoffs. But I do want to point out a fun fact for you all that I heard the other day. Brady is 2-2 in the wild card round. But you know what the even bigger picture shows? Tom Brady doesn't play in the wild card too often. He usually goes into the playoffs with a first round bye. Right. So that just goes to show you how good Brady's been over the years. Because now they move to the format where only one team gets a bye, not two, like it was traditionally. It's one team. But Brady, when he was in the AFC for the Patriots, he was barely in a wild card round. He always had a bye almost every year. So 2-2 though, I mean, it just goes to show that it could. I really do. Like, I just never want to count them out because you just never know. Like last year, nobody thought they were winning the Super Bowl. They had to go on the road the entire playoffs, and he still was able to do it. But this year, they are very banged up. They are a very banged up team. I think if the Eagles play them, they could beat them. They could beat them. Do I want to face them over Dallas? I don't. I don't. So
No, definitely though. I hear you
I
now.
think, yeah, I mean, we'll get this. We're not really. I don't really think we're going to get an opportunity to really see what the Eagles are against Dallas this week because I really don't believe they're going to play their starters, at least not for long. I don't think they're going to risk injury. I think Dallas is going to play their starters. Jerry Jones made a public announcement that they are playing their starters this week for Dallas. So I'm like, Dallas is going to play their starters. If we're not, can you imagine if our backups beat their starters? Oh my God!
Can you imagine? Oh, Philly, Facebook will be on fire between Philly and Dallas. I never understood the big deal between. I mean, I get it. It's just an NFL thing. It's part of football culture. It's a big rivalry, but I mean, yeah. Well, here's the thing. Again, if Dallas really, I mean, it's just like a bragging rights game because it's something like the classical rivalry between us and them. But if they beat us and it's a close game, then what? I think here's the thing, bro. And again, I'm not saying that we should lose. If we do lose to them, bro, but we look good at there and we still show progression, it's all I could think. I could kind of like be happy for. Depends, our defense is there, the offensive lines, all the, everybody's ready to go. I feel like we'll be okay with them, But again, bro, we have to just kind of like just wait and see, how the game goes and where we at with this. You know what I mean? That's all. Yep. So definitely, the game goes down on Saturday, guys, and it's gonna be a good ass game too. For those that probably we're not gonna watch it, just be tuned into that. Let me see 1 second. Most least, okay, Cowboys. Yeah, well, I want us to play the Cowboys maybe if we do play them, I mean later, but hopefully, I mean the Rams. Honestly, bro, they're all these four. This is our fourth selections. They're all kind of tough teams, man. And realistically, I don't feel like we have the team and the means to necessarily beat them. But could we do it though with some determination, sheer heart, bro? I mean, a lot of just going through the pain. We have the players to beat them. It's just that they're a little more advanced than us. I mean, and again, we'll see. I mean, this is again, so
As of right now, if we actually went into the playoffs, we'd be playing the Rams.
The Rams. It's a wild card thing, bro.
But fun fact: Sean McVay has never beaten the Eagles as the Rams head coach. I think he's 0-4. Maybe it's 0-3.
Yeah, and who's telling me? Yo, is that true? I forgot. Oh fuck, I forgot the fact that Brady never really. I forgot who said something that he never beat. I forgot who. Something about a quarterback, or he was he didn't do well in the Super Bowl with certain quarterbacks. I forgot exactly what they said, but because I remember he never even shook hands with what's his name with Foles after they beat him in 2018.
He didn't shake Eli's hand either.
Oh, that's it, Ben Eli. He didn't shake Eli. He never. All right, so this is true, bro. I don't want to be quoted wrong, but my boys told me yesterday he's like he never really defeated none of the Eli's. When it comes to what I mean with Eli. I mean with the Manning brothers and all that. With Eli Manning, especially he didn't shake his hand, but he lost to him, right? He never beat him, right? Is that true?
Not in the Super Bowl. He played him twice and he lost.
Yeah, Super Bowl, right. Talking about Super Bowl only.
08 and 2012. He lost both of them to him.
He lost both of them. See what I'm saying? Fun fact for you right there. Eli he's got Brady, about 2-0. I'm not gonna say it's his number because I mean he probably beat him in the season, but playoffs when it matters the most. Now he's in the field against Brady.
Yeah, Foles and Eli are Brady's daddy. They're Brady's daddy.
They got his number, dog. I'm sure Hollis Thomas would agree with us. He'd be like, you know what? Facts are facts, yeah. Eli definitely was a far for a while, man. And Eli, I mean, we all know that Brady gets more credit and all that. He's supposed to be the GOAT. It's debatable, blah blah blah. But Eli.
Yeah, speaking of Hollis, fun fact: next week we're gonna have a bunch of guests on here. Hollis might make an appearance. We'll see. We'll see.
Hollis should be able to come next week. Today, I guess we said now. We thought he was gonna come today. I tried to make it work. I don't know. Maybe he wanted to turn up a little earlier, but I just I told him that today was gonna be a little 50-50. I wasn't sure, and he has a show, and that's the main thing I can think of. He had the show, so he probably couldn't do it. I might see him tonight. I don't know. We'll see. But if I see him, I'll highlight Hollis.
So guys, if you want to come on next week, and Hollis is here, and y'all ever want to just talk to Hollis or whatever, he might be on. I don't want to say he's 100% coming on.
We're not 100%, but he does. He has
it'd be a hell of a way to kick the playoffs off.
I mean, even tonight would have been great to have him. It's all good that he's not here, but next week though, and what better way? I mean, you have Hollis. He's like, dude, how can you not kick the football season the playoffs in a good way? You have Hollis. You're watching the game with a guy that's been there firsthand. You guys probably have questions. And guys, Hollis is a really cool dude. Hollis Thomas is a really down to earth guy. He'll talk to you guys. He'll answer a lot of questions. He's not one of those guys that's very hard to reach. So yeah. Hey Steve, give me 1 second. Hang on 1 second. I'll be right back. Give me like a quick 10 seconds. Hold on.
No problem. No problem.
I'll be right back.
No problem. No problem. Guys, drop who you guys want to play in the first round. Drop them into the comments, guys. As we said, this is interesting. The Eagles have quite the scenario here of who we could be playing. Like I said, for me, it's the Cardinals number one because I think they'd be the easiest to beat. But then I think the funnest would be Dallas. And then it'd probably be Bucks and Rams are like right there for me. It depends. I don't know. I might lean Bucks over the Rams. I don't know because I just think that the Rams it'd be fun to still watch. I don't know though. Like with Tom Brady, the Bucks are just so banged up. And you know what? They got to go down to Tampa. It's warm. I mean, LA is warm too. The one thing is the Eagles won't have to go to a cold environment no matter where they go because Dallas is warm, Arizona's warm. Green Bay has a number one seed, so we won't be facing them. Obviously, not in the first round. If we do happen to get the second round, we'll have to face them. But to be honest, yeah, like we won't have to go to a cold environment until then. Even if you had to play San Francisco, that's not going to happen first round, but warm environment. So the Eagles and Green Bay are the only teams in the NFC that even have a cold environment. But it should be fun. It's going to be interesting to see. Like I said, this team has just been it's exceeded expectations on many levels. Honestly, one of the few people who they wound up telling me that they predicted the Eagles that have 10 wins was I believe it was 10 wins was Rich. If you guys had actually seen I believe it was episode 49 of the podcast back in September. We had Rich Mitchell on, my good friend Rich, and he had
all right, I'm back. Just a little.
Oh, you're good. And he had said I think he had said 10 wins. So I give him credit because I'll be honest, I did not think 10 wins at all. Even after week one when we beat the Falcons handily because the Falcons are the Falcons. But yeah, it should be interesting to see. So I was just saying like they've really exceeded expectations. Oh, I see another comment up here actually. Can't really tell about football and basketball. I'm a hockey fan. It says Facebook. Let me see. It's probably Mike.
The Mike. Oh. So yeah, bro. Just a few things to discuss. Yeah, I mean, football wise, we can't really deny this one. I mean, I mentioned this is we got a little time. I got a few minutes, and we got to do a few announcements. But what did you think about it? Think about the whole Antonio Brown situation, bro. Given that we were talking about him last year, like in February after the Super Bowl, before we had an episode after talk about the Super Bowl and the season and all that. We talked about the Eagles preseason. Remember, we had a couple. I mean, last year alone, we had at least 5 or 6 episodes on sports, and primarily football. You know what I mean, right? What do you think about the Antonio Brown thing? Do you think he was? I mean, they owe the money. Do you think they kind of treated him wrong? You think he should have?
The whole scenario is just up in the air. You don't know what to believe.
Yeah, it's hard, right?
Antonio Brown saying that he was hurt, and that Bruce Arians tried to force him to play, and pretty much Bruce Arians is saying that Antonio Brown refused to play, and
too many variations.
It came out today, actually. We can actually play some. Let me play something on it. Actually, I'm gonna pull it up.
You can. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. I don't think we're getting flagged. No, I know, bro. It was in the air. He was too much in the air for that situation.
That's just wild, man. Like all this stuff that's kind of going on with that. I'm not quite sure how I see it. Antonio Brown. Also, people were thinking it was a publicity stunt because he actually just dropped a rap song called "Pit Not the Palace." So basically, they were like, "Oh, he's trying to get publicity." And you know what, man? If he was, it worked, man, because he's been a national story as of late. Ever since that happened, he's been a national story. So this is going to be interesting to see. Let's see.
It's definitely true, bro.
I'll show you what Bruce Arians said on it. Where's his clip? He addresses the Antonio Brown thing. This happened today, actually.
Oh, it happened today? Okay.
This is your home. This is your family room / gym. The guest bedroom / music studio. The daybed / dog bed. The living room / yoga shanty / regional office. How did you guys do it? living.com/classroom. And this is the basement/panic room.
Obviously, we let Antonio go today.
I don't know if it's gonna act up.
Just to clear you up on some things that happened. At no point in time during that game did he ever ask the trainer or doctor about his ankle. He never went through. That's the normal protocol. You go through protocols during games. I was never notified of it. So obviously, that was the disturbing thing when we were looking for him to go back into the game. All right, we always had. He was very upset at halftime about who was getting targeted. Got that calmed down. Players took care of that. It started again on the sideline. We called for the personnel group that he had played in the entire game. He refused to go in the game. That's when I looked back and saw him basically wave off the coach. I then went back and approached him about what was going on. I ain't playing. What's going on? I ain't getting the ball. That's when I said, "You're done. Get the F out of here." And that's the end of it. And we're working on Carolina. That's the end of the story. And hopefully it ends today.
Oh, so there you guys saw. As we kind of saw, that was Bruce Arians' kind of take on it, of what he said happened. It's kind of like
Arians, but we'll see. It's up in the air, right? Like you said, it's the story. There's Antonio Brown's story from his team, or his representative from him. I don't think so. I think, but did he speak on a conference, Antonio Brown, or nah? He could have done that. He could have done it there. I would have done it there. I would have just took my shit off and then I walked away from the conference. It would have been more gangster and more cool. The fact that he's on the field, it showed that he doesn't care anymore. He's rebelling in a way, but I mean, it's just, I don't know. He damn near stripped naked. Like, bro, what are you doing? He had the pads up to his knees. I just think she should have done it in the conference. I was talking to Dan Carnegie, and he would mention the same thing, that like he probably could have done it, you know what I mean? He had he could have, you know what I'm saying? Like he could have done it a little differently, but I mean, who to say, bro? If you're holding his money hostage, you want to play, he's got a whatever, hurt rib, a bad knee, whatever the case may be. I mean, I'm just, I've been in positions, by the way, in a much smaller scale, play soccer games where coaches want to come show up with a messed up foot the size of a freaking elephant foot. Yeah, sorry, big dog. I'm not showing up at all. I'm staying home. I'm miserable. I cracked my foot and you to come play. You out your mind. So, I mean, I'm just saying, man, I've always been a big Antonio Brown supporter. I always think, he's definitely one of the most important players in the NFL. And I hope they just resolve this, but I do want to hear more and see more footage.
I'll be honest. He's always been he's one of the best route runners I've ever seen. But I'm being honest with the Antonio Brown situation. From people I knew that worked for the NFL, they said that they've worked with him before, and he's honestly kind of a pompous a-hole, to be quite honest.
It's hard to deal with. You could tell. He looks like a little, again, rebellious. Like he doesn't want to hear other things. A little bit of an a-hole. Yeah. And people are saying that. If one or two sources are saying that, it's got to be some truth to it. It can't just be everybody but you. I mean, come on, man. One person could be a hater, two people. The third person could have a bit experience. But 4 or 5 people saying you're a liar, you're hard to deal with, you're this, you're lazy. You're a liar, goddammit. Like...
I know you guys have probably seen, but just gonna share real quick on the, obviously the broadcast of what happened.
So I've got my essay written, and I've been working on it for about a week. So now I'm going to show you how I use Grammarly to edit. Okay, so here's my essay, and
Antonio Brown. That's Antonio Brown without his uniform, we are told, without his jersey, and running out of the field. I don't know.
The memes have been ridiculous, bro. If fucking job was a person.
After that, we got to find out what's going on there.
You got to catch him first. It's unbelievable. He's had his issues off the field. Now he's on the field creating an issue. Okay. Hauled in and good enough for the first down.
Guys, very odd situation. Antonio Brown boiled over, very upset on the sideline, took off his shoulder pads. Mike Evans, O.J. Howard trying to convince him to keep them on. Obviously, they were unable to do so. He tossed his shoulder pads, tripped off his shirt and glove, threw those into the crowd, then ran across the field while the teams were still on the field, giving the crowd a peace out sign. I'll let you know when we hear something official on his status.
Thank you, Jenny. be an Antonio Brown out in Tampa Bay at some point.
Yeah, so I'm like, it's just, who really knows?
Yeah. It made waves, of course. You know, it'll be down in the sports moments, like the what the F or like the what happened moments. Again, I don't know if you can blame him. I mean, I guess you can't because you can't.
We don't really know.
By the way, bro,
we really don't know what happened. So
yeah, we don't know what happened. But by the way, it's like he's something very disrespectful. It just seemed like he took a stand, honestly. I mean, I'm just saying, bro. But we could sit here, we can just talk about this right here could be the whole episode. This is just part of the episode, but I mean, part of the topic we had today. But honestly, there's so much to know about. People are comparing it, you know. Obviously,
it's unheard of, man, to see like a player just quit on their team in the middle of a game.
But to quit in the middle of the game, though, I mean, you had Kaepernick. He took a knee. That was a little different, you know. But you know what I'm saying? Obviously, very different scenario.
Marius said ankle looks fine. Marius said ankle looks fine to me when he was jumping up and down. Yeah, but so here's the funny part is they say that he sent the MRI over to them, and the MRI shows people said he has the screenshots. I don't know, like we'll have to see if he does show the MRI and it's legitimately his MRI shows the ankle shatter. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I agree. When he was jumping up and down doing jumper jacks, leaving the stadium, it doesn't really help his case. It does look like the ankle is okay, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's eventually going to come out. What happened? We'll eventually find out. It ain't going to be able to stand their ass forever. So when it does come out, we'll see. In my opinion, right now, it's just a lot of drama. It's a lot of distraction. It's not our team, right? But I mean, obviously, it could affect the way who we might be playing, which is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They seem like they're just a mess right now. I have no idea. Like they're just a mess with the injuries and all the other. Now they got this stuff coming on with the drama. You still got Tom Brady, but at the end of the day, it's a lot of drama to be dealing with going into the playoffs. This is a bad time of the year for them to be dealing with this. This isn't the beginning of the season or the middle of the season. This is towards the playoffs, and it could be a problem. We might be able to catch the Bucs off guard. Said Andrew Hernandez, what's good, bro?
My man's, it's my friend.
Cool.
Just started watching us because I think I had sent some invites, and he might have, he probably just like joined the page, the group chat and the 2 pages. So he probably just checking out. It's my boy though. Speaking of football players, what's up, Drew? You be watching in the games? He probably could play football. He's a big dude, he does MMA a little too, so it's a friend of mine.
Cool.
But yeah, man, no, that's what I'm saying, bro. That's all. If we could play them somehow and take advantage and beat them. But even with Antonio Brown gone and this whole fiasco scenario, I mean, let's be real. Realistically, there's no way the Eagles just beat them just like that, you know what I mean? Like the championship team, the team that won the last, Super Bowl last season.
I do think we can beat them. I know it's in Tampa Bay, but I do think that they're not impossible to beat. To be honest, man, I don't know if they're going to be able to stop us running the ball. I'm going to be honest, man. I don't know. I feel like the Eagles can honestly beat any of these teams that they got to face. I personally think that the Rams are going to be the toughest. I really do. I just think matchup wise, man, it's going to be tough because they got a good defense.
Rams and the Bucs, bro. But again, the Bucs are a little.
Then I would say the Bucs. Then I would say Dallas and the Cardinals. I think will be the easiest. Yeah, like a team that I don't think the Eagles will beat is if they somehow get to the second round. If they got to play Green Bay, no. The defense is just not good enough, in my opinion, to beat Green Bay. Yeah, you won't. If they had to face Green Bay in round, if they somehow get to round 2 and they got to play Green Bay, it'll be a wrap. Because Green Bay is just they look that good this year. Now Aaron Rodgers, as good as he does look, we will see what happens because Aaron Rodgers is known to choke. I see it. You see how he's been to the NFC Championship 5 times. He's won it 1 time and got to the Super Bowl 1 2011, but he's been there 4 times since then, and he has choked every single time. So we'll see. And last year they had the advantage as well.
Don't start with Aaron Rodgers, but I'll try to avoid all that because that's definitely kind of my team. But no, you're right though. Aaron Rodgers, as good as he is, he's definitely choked a lot, and he's definitely had some moments, of course, criticism and all that. I mean, age-wise, he's still kind of like he's not young, he's not really old, but he's kind of there a little. So, I mean, we'll see about that because apparently, had he not mentioned that he didn't want to even play for Green Bay anymore? I think he had mentioned he would leave like last year, before the season started, last year sometime,
Yeah, there was a whole drama fiasco kind of going on there with Aaron Rodgers leaving. I'm gonna tell you right now, if Green Bay doesn't win the Super Bowl this year, he's gone. He's gonna leave.
Yeah. I hope they win, dude. I mean, me, Brendan, and Green Bay, my relationship with them. So it's like if we're talking about the Eagles might not be the team to win it, which more than likely they're not. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but let's not get our hopes up too much. If they win, I'll be great. I'll get a removal. I'll get a removal tattoo. Go Eagles on my hands. But here's the thing. they are the team to win this year. I feel like you're right. I think if they don't win it, dude, then they're gonna be very upset.
Yeah, Green Bay's the favorite to win it all, man. They're 13.
They're looking great this year, dude. You seen a record, yeah. And Rodgers be playing some of the best football, in a while. So I mean,
one of the losses actually happened in week 1. So they've gone 13-2 since that week 1 loss.
Dude, that's 13-2, bro.
13 and they've been 13-2 in their last 15 games, and they got this final game this week. I don't know if they're going to even play anybody because they already got the number 1 locked up, so they might lose this week. But if they lose this week, it's only going to be because they're not going to play their starters.
The losing this week doesn't matter to them. They want to win.
That doesn't matter if they lose.
Yeah, they're already first seeding. Are they like they're like in the top? As far as standings wise, they're right there, bro. I mean,
why would they? They're not going to play their starters. Why would they?
They're not going to give a shit, and if they do. A team that can play with the smaller the starters, bro, and not the starters is the win. Now that's a team in terms of the whole squad and the current roster. We'll see where fate goes. Of course, I'm always rooting for them. But right now the main thing is the Eagles, bro. Again, I feel like this is gonna be an experience here, but we're gonna surprise a lot of people. And to kind of answer your question, bro, never mind the fiasco and all that. I think we can beat them, bro. It's just that what we beat them. I mean, we beat Aaron Rodgers' team about 2 years ago in 2019. We beat them. Remember that?
Yes,
and they were tough then. They were a good team then too. It wasn't like they got better now.
So this is a good point right here. It says not sure what happened with Antonio Brown.
But
watch the Dark Side of Football episode 4. Yeah, no, that is a good show. Former players talk about shady team doctors, playing hurt, and drugs taken to help with injuries and pain. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And
who wrote that comment? You know who that is?
Might be your. Let me see.
You said Andrew wrote that?
Yeah, I don't know why it comes up as like Facebook users.
I know my sister also commented a couple times. So I didn't know it was her, but I just seen a couple. He doesn't say here, guys. He says on a Facebook page here. We don't know who comments, but we always.
That was Todd.
Todd. Okay, there we go.
Todd, you're right, man. You're right.
You're absolutely right, Todd.
Yeah, so you never know, man. He could have had some type of drugs going on where he was all, you know what I mean, that he had the adrenaline rush kind of going, or she was hopping up and down. We're gonna see, man. We're really gonna find out what's going on because I'm gonna tell you right now, if it comes out that like Bruce Arians and them and that team doctors were actually trying to make him play hurt, it's not gonna be a good look for Tampa Bay, man. Because you know what, they probably knew they needed him. They need him going into the playoffs, so they knew
they were pressured to play. All right, bro. I'm gonna say two things. Two things I'm gonna say real quick. One is an analogy of a movie. You might have seen this movie. It's a great movie, and one is actually a question for you because you're definitely a guy that has. When it comes to like football facts, you're kind of somewhat of an expert. I mean, you know a lot. So number one, right? Do you remember the movie Any Given Sunday? You know the movie, right?
Yeah.
Remember in the movie, it's very similar how they're the doctor, he's a shady one, and Al Pacino played the coach. The doctor was James Woods. Remember that? How he's like, yo, you motherfuckers, to get away from my players, you're giving them the wrong prescriptions. And he was like remember the captain? Cap, he was played by Dennis Quaid. He was an aging quarterback, and he the young one. So it's almost like Willie Beeman, which was played by Jimmy Fox, he would have been like a Mahomes. And the aging quarterback, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to say Rodgers, but he was, remember, Dennis Quaid was supposed to be like 36, 37 there, or close to 38, and he was like hurt. And then Jimmy Fox's character comes in, he steals the show. Well, the whole thing with the doctors being shady, bro, again, like what Todd was saying, very similar, bro. Sometimes these doctors, who knows what they're doing, bro? There's so much politics and so much intrigue going in the NFL that you would never even understand. Well, we wouldn't even believe it. We understand it because we know how things work, but it's just so hard to comprehend. The average person that talks about football has no idea or doesn't seem to see this thing, doesn't really see it how it needs to be seen. It's pressure, bro. Players are beating their contracts. There's things in their clause. There's so much that goes on. So for all we know, they'll do the whole thing with even with Wentz, for example, it was he probably wasn't happy at Philly. That's just what it was. Antonio Brown, he felt maybe they don't have his best interest. Yeah, he could be a little bit of a diva, but it wasn't it though. There was more to it. There's too much to really understand right now, and that's just what I think was going on. Same thing with Aaron Rodgers. He wants to win. The man wants to win, bro. He's a winner. I mean, he wants to win the Super Bowl. Green Bay's a good team. If they don't win this year, the chances are very high he leaves. I agree with you on that one. So that's what I have to say. Number two, I was gonna ask you I had a question. I just can't remember what I was gonna say though right now. Shit, I had a question for you. Fuck, it's gonna come to me though. I had a question, but I just can't think of it right now.
Word. Yeah, I mean, like, if Antonio Brown wasn't such an a-hole, to be honest, man, like all the shit that's ever gone down with Antonio Brown, I would
like many others, by the way. But we're talking about him right now.
Yeah, like if it was DeAndre Hopkins, I have no question in my mind that DeAndre Hopkins was probably telling the truth. But it's Antonio Brown, man. So that's why that's why this is such like a scenario right now, man. Because like Antonio Brown just has not ever been really a good person. So it's gonna be interesting to see. I'm not saying he's wrong, but we'll see. We'll see. Wait till the facts come out to really make
you. Let's watch the story unfold. And you know what? to be fair, we could continue this the next episode. Maybe we can even get like some big opinions, or some people, that important people like Hollis and other guys that might be on the show, and even like I mean, if Heath or Dylan, I know Tom, he's kind of a NFL, he understands a lot of the games. He watches, he keeps up with it. Maybe there are some insights. But as of right now, that's all we know. I mean, this is the top of the notch. I mean, you did some research. I'll be watching the story with Antonio Brown. We don't know what's going on with the AB exactly. So, I mean, I want to take his side because I never want to bash nobody, especially players. But, I mean,
realistically, who really cares? Because, I mean, the Eagles are in the playoffs. So I don't even want to focus on him, man. It's just crazy.
Right.
We'll see what happens. But,
yeah. Here's the question, bro. Would you say that the favorite team to win it this year is Green Bay? I mean, it's like a cocky yes or no question. Would you say they're like kind of the team now to beat, but do you think they're a team that actually could go all the way? They have the best chances. I mean, how do you feel about that? Because
they're the team they're the team that should win it all. And guess what? It's a bust. It's a bust if they don't win the Super Bowl because they have the best record in football, and they've looked like the most complete team. If they don't win it all, it's a bust. There's no excuses for them.
Yeah, somebody said earlier. This is early comment. Probably already posted this. Eagles, LOL. I love them, but I can't see them this year all the way.
That was your boy.
It was it's Andrew. Yeah, I agree, Andrew. I mean, and then I think it was Andrew again. Or I don't know who this was. Our defense sucks. Well, that was true in the beginning. We definitely tightened up a little bit, but we'd be kind of like a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's the worry side of the football is that they could definitely get exposed in the playoffs. When you got to play an elite offense, it could be. We'll see. We'll see. We're still under that philosophy, bend not break. They give up yards down the field, but then they don't break in the end zone. But when you let teams in the red zone like Matthew Stafford and you let like Tom Brady in the red zone, it's a little bit different of a story. So we'll see.
I gotta post this.
Green Bay said
Green
yes.
Bay. No, yeah, let's show this one a bit. It's kind of my team, guys. I mean, I'm an Eagles fan, but Green Bay is kind of honestly like my team. I don't do that my city, but now my team. No, Eagles are definitely my team as a city, but I'm also a Green Bay fan. I mean, there's no such thing as we got to choose one or the other.
Who's your favorite Green Bay player besides Rodgers? Do you have like a favorite player on that?
To be honest, bro, I haven't kept up with other names, bro. But I was checking out a lot of the players like last year, and there's a lot of guys in the team I like, bro. To be honest, but I'm just kind of focused on the team, but I haven't followed it at all. I mean, since last August, I haven't followed. I mean, all I've seen of a Green Bay, bro, is just been like watching, like as the season's been going on. I've been watching a little bit as the other thing. And I feel like I'm not talking, engaging too much into what. When I cheer for a team, bro, they usually lose. So I don't know. I feel like it's a bad jinx. I don't know, man. I'll be kind of like staying a little away. Hold on a second. Do
you have a favorite receiver for them?
For them? No, not really, bro. I just kind of like the team in that, bro.
Honestly,
Rodgers is my favorite player.
I was gonna say, man, you gotta like Devontae Adams, man. He's got to be the best receiver in football.
Devontae Adams, yeah, he's a good one. I do like him a little. I mean, but like I said, mostly Aaron Rodgers. But it's funny because my one friend, bro, my one friend. I don't say his name, but he's a black guy, by the way, right? He said that like, yo, I don't know, man. I feel like we need to have like a white quarterback, and he's a big time fan of obviously of the Green Bay. And look at Aaron Rodgers. I'm like, yeah, I have some belief in Hurts, and he's like, we'll see. I don't know. He was a little skeptical, but I feel like he changed his tone a little too. I feel like he knows that Hurts is actually Jalen Hurts is doing a little better now, but again, he doesn't have a lot of belief in because you remember, I mean, we had we had McNabb and Vic, and I guess he was never big on black quarterbacks, and there's a lot of black quarterbacks I actually particularly like, but there's a couple white ones too, like Aaron Rodgers. He just happens to be white, but he could be any race, and he's just one of the best ever. Of course you have Brady. People don't agree with that, but I just don't want him to leave, bro, because as a Green Bay fan, I would like him to stay. If he leaves, though, I mean, hey, it is what it is. I'll start fucking with other players, and I'll kind of like get my my next favorite player from Green Bay, that. But speaking of players, I have a question for you real quick because I need to know your opinion on this one real quick, right? Give me a second. How do you feel about as far as to talk about defense, because people are saying our defense sucks. It's kind of mentioned that a little bit. Talk about that a little. How do you feel about Derek Barnett and Javon Hargrave? Do you think like they be helping our team a little bit, or they're kind of like they're like in the rookie section?
They're not the best on the defensive line. Derek Barnett has Derek Barnett's going to be good.
His numbers are that good this year?
No, he's going to be gone next year for sure. Derek Barnett
definitely going to be a trade-off. Yeah.
No, Derek Barnett. Derek Barnett's contract's up after this year, but he has a ton of offside penalties. Javon Hargraves, he's been all right. Josh Sweat's been the best on the defensive line in my opinion. Josh Sweat.
His numbers don't lie, bro. Yeah, like in a lot of games, he looks like he kind of like stood up a little more. And it depends on like he was like viewed more, like he's done a lot more. He's definitely improved, and that's the thing. If our defense gets there, the thing is we didn't have these guys in the beginning, like in a sense like they weren't really doing what what they're supposed to do in somewhere when we're not there. Once the team got to start functioning as a team though, and our defense, we showed we really are. But of course, that's the thing you got to improve more. The defense. And yeah, Green Bay is definitely going in. If Green Bay don't win this year, man, something's up, man. If the Bucks win again, I don't know. Maybe LA. I don't know. Maybe the Chargers could win. I don't know. Possibly, it's gonna be very hard. But let's see. Okay, we have I got another minute or two before I shut the show down. Steve probably could stay a little longer. But we'll make it work out.
Yeah, my bad.
No, you're good. Don't worry about it. I was just trying to
I had to
keep the
grab
thing
something
going.
real quick.
I was reading the comments.
But I really do think Green Bay is probably they're most likely to win it this year. They have a really good running back too, man. Who's what's that dude's name again? Who's the running back in Green Bay? They got a good run game too. Is it Jones? I think it's Aaron Jones.
Let me check it out. Yeah, we definitely have a great record this year, bro. Things are looking nice, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm not gonna say anything. But what the fuck is the?
Yeah, it's Aaron Jones. He's their running back. Yeah, they got a good run game too, and they got some good wide receivers. They got some good wide receivers. They got some good running backs.
Receivers, right? So offensive line, okay. Ben Breeden, Jake Henson, okay. Dennis Kelly, he's all right, I guess. I mean, he's not the best. Oh yeah, Devontae Adams and Alan Lazard. Yeah, Lazard. That's what couldn't think his name. Alan Lazard. Okay.
Well, Devontae Adams is their best receiver, though,
bro.
Of
course. Yeah, without a doubt. Lazard's decent. Okay, Amari Rogers. Then we have a couple. Yeah, we have, I mean, most of the guys here, honestly, unless I see, bro, Devontae Adams is definitely top notch. He's regarded as the best one.
I don't care how good Aaron Rodgers is, man. If he doesn't have Devontae Adams, that team is not what they are.
Sure, without Devontae, dude, the team falls apart, dude. He's actually your age. Devontae Adams, but he's only, let me see, he's about 29. He'll be 30. He just turned 29 this past, like, right before Christmas, so he's, I mean,
Yeah, bro, your Packers better not lose at Lambeau again, bro. If they lose at Lambeau, yeah, it's not gonna. Dude, I don't know what would happen, man. If they go to the NFC Championship again and they lose, and Aaron Rodgers loses again in Lambeau, it's not gonna look good. It's not going to look good for Aaron Rodgers, man. Because at the end of the day, who's the common denominator, man? You've been to the NFC. That would mean he's been to the NFC Championship 5 times since he's been to the Super Bowl. For a total of 6 times, he's only won the NFC Championship and gotten to the Super Bowl once. If you lose 5 times in the NFC Championship, man, the common denominator is you. Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback, man. He is. But you know what makes a quarterback elite? What they can do in the playoffs.
Don't forget about Jordan Love, but I mean, he doesn't get a lot of credit, but he's like the second one. But Aaron Rodgers, no, you're right. Without the defense, the tight ends, where people blocking for him, people opening for passes and for the throw. He's got an arm, but I mean, without, you know what I mean, Adams and some of these guys, and even what's it called for the wide receivers, we got Amari Rogers, and for the tight end, people don't talk about these guys, bro. But I mean, we got Dominique Daphne and Tyler Davis, some guys that want to make the defense a little tighter. That's been the kind of like the story for the Packers, bro, too. They be consistent, bro. I mean, let's keep it real. Consistency helps. I wish the Eagles could be as consistent, but I mean, obviously their squad is a little, it outweighs ours a little, but in time, like I said, we should see what's up, bro.
I think they still have Adrian Amos as a corner there. I forget. I don't really know too many Green Bay players. I'm gonna be honest. I know Aaron Rodgers. I know Aaron Jones. I know Devontae Adams. I know.
I can only name honestly right now, bro. Would I been looking or nothing? I can maybe 5 or 6, bro. And like I said, I'm not really that big of the players, but I like the team and I do watch them. But watching them more often, I've been kind of learning some of their names and all that. So
you have like speaking of run back, I was gonna say, do you have like a favorite Eagles running back?
Not per se, bro. Do you?
Yeah. I mean, I do like Miles Sanders.
Yeah, Miles Sanders, he's pretty good, bro. I like him. Yo, real quick, speaking of the Eagles, is this true? I think I heard it somewhere. Fletcher Cox is still with us when he bounced. He's still with us, or he left, I think.
Yeah, now Fletcher Cox is still with us, bro. He's still with us.
He's still with us. Somebody saying that I don't know. Somebody saying that he's gonna be playing well. They brought up apparently somebody that I know works in the club. New situation he had a few years ago. Something like, remember they're trying to set him up, dude. It was like he was talking to some North Carolina woman about, they were like, I guess, messing around with each other. She was married, but it comes out that it was all set up. They try to catch him with his hands in a sack. Fletcher Cox said that, he didn't know that woman, and it just happened that way. They're exchanging some kind of nudes, and apparently did what he did, but he thought she was single. They're trying to get him, bro, for money. They're trying to blackmail him. Remember that story?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, it was a few years ago.
Trying to throw dirt at him. I'm like, dude, Cox is one of the best guys we have, and he was in a winning team of the Super Bowl. I remember correctly, he was there. I mean, I don't know if he played that game, but he was, he was part of the squad. So,
yeah, our front four is Fletcher Cox, Josh Sweat, Devon Hargraves, and Derek Barnett. Cox and and freaking Hargraves in the middle. Then you got Barnett and you got Sweat on the outside. Sweat's been ridiculous though, man. He's been one of my favorite players this year. I've also been excited to watch TJ Edwards. Like I said, he's a linebacker. You got Alex Singleton. I like TJ Edwards, man. I think he's gonna have a bright future here. But like I said, Derek Barnett's gonna be going after this year. I personally like Derek Barnett. He takes stupid penalties though. He'll hit somebody. He'll hit the quarterback in like a spot where you can't hit him. He'll get some like roughness. He'll like get unnecessary roughness after a play. He's jumped off sides a lot of times this year. He's costed our teams in a few games, man. There were a few games that we could have won. He gave penalties late in the game.
You said Laverne Clark, right? Talking about Laverne Clark?
Wait, what's up?
Are you talking about Laverne Clark? Who are you talking about again? I didn't hear that.
No, TJ Edwards for the Eagles.
TJ Edwards, yeah. And talking about Barnett, yeah, Edwards, yeah.
I don't know who Clark is. I don't know who that is.
He's an offensive lineman that plays for us apparently, but I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, defensive backs. I got you. Anthony Harris, yeah. Zach McPherson. That's Steve.
Yeah, he's a backup. Yeah, our backfield is you got Rodney McLeod, you have
Derek Barnett,
Darius Slay,
Kerrigan,
you have Steven Nelson, you have Avonte Maddox, and then you got TJ Edwards, you got what's his name, Alex Singleton. I forget who our linebackers. We have a few guys. The offense, obviously, I did like Todd's comment earlier. He said, love me some Dallas Goedert. I like Dallas Goedert, man. He's had a good year. The one
Sean Bradley. We got Sean Bradley, but he's number 54. I remember about him. Was Sean Bradley injured this year, by the way, or he played a couple games? I thought he was injured, no?
Maybe I don't even know if he played. I haven't really heard his name all year.
TJ Edwards, I heard his name a little bit.
I like Boston Scott as a running back. Boston Scott, man, he's small as hell. He's 5 foot. What is he? 5'6", 5'7". But that dude can move. He's built. He's like a Darren. Like he's built like a strong like Darren Sproles, man. That dude is small, but he plays with heart. I do like me some Boston Scott. I like Jordan Howard. I like Miles Sanders. I think all three of them together, we have a three-headed monster, and we look good. In the running.
A lot of teams, bro. That's what I'm saying. These guys step it up, bro.
And to Todd's point, I do like Dallas Goedert. The one thing on Dallas Goedert is, man, he needs to be able to hold on to the ball more. Dude, he makes some crazy catches, like insane catches. But then on some of the easy ones, man, he drops them. I'm like, come on, man. Like that dude is. I'll tell you what, though, when that dude can catch the ball, he can fight for contact, like yards after the catch. That's one thing Ertz. I always liked Zach Ertz, but it's one thing Ertz could never do was fight after the catch. Like Ertz could get tackled and he'd go down right away. Like Goddard fights for yards.
Yeah,
kind of like George. I would say Goddard's a top 5 right now, or at least top 6 or 7. Yeah, he's definitely in the top 7, like top tight end. You obviously got Mark Andrews, George Kittle. Trying to think. That the Raiders got a good tight end. There's a few really good tight ends in the league. He's definitely top 7, top 6 or 7 in the league, tight end wise.
Yeah, bro, definitely. No, you're absolutely right, bro. And I mean, I feel like we're mostly on everything today because I mean, we're speaking facts. We're not just saying what we think, or we did mention what we would like to see, but we made it very clear. And we're saying again, we're not the best team. We have some good players, but it's our potential, bro. And honestly, bro, we'll see how next year goes, bro. I mean, new coach, new obviously new year now, but I mean, saying like new season and all that, new resolution. This year, dude, was like a little bit of an experimentation a little bit, and we're growing a little bit. We're probably not going to win it, but again, these players, they have the capability to come together and do well, bro. I mean, some, big names. Barnett, these guys, a lot of these guys are younger. Hurts is also on the younger side. I mean,
This team's going to be dangerous in the future, man, because of our draft capital. We're already in the playoffs, and we have a lot of draft capital, like coming up in this upcoming draft.
I'm excited for the draft, bro. I'm definitely going to watch the draft, like, not tomorrow. What do you think about like the last NFL draft that we had, and especially as far as the Eagles, not all the teams, we focus on the Eagles. Did you think we had the right picks and all that, or?
Yeah, we actually had a pretty good draft this year.
Right.
Oh yeah, you know what? I was like forgetting Milton Williams. Milton Williams has had a good year. He was a third or fourth round pick. We got Milton Williams in the draft on the defensive side. Obviously we got Devontae Smith in the first round. Devontae Smith and all that, and then some.
That's right. We did have. I forgot. Yeah, we had Devonta Smith. I remember he was kind of like happy to be here. People were saying that he's gonna be a good player, and he hasn't let us down, man. I mean, again, you can never really count a guy out or the team because of one thing. But again, we all know that Philly fans tend to do that. They were talking about McNabb back in the day. T.O., Vic, Hurts.
I'll be honest. I never thought McNabb was ever that good. I'm gonna be honest, man. I think McNabb got carried a lot by the defense that we had.
Yeah.
We had that Jim
He
Johnson
was a
defense.
little overrated. Like,
No,
he won the
Hollis-
game, but he wasn't the best quarterback we ever had.
Hollis was on that defense, man. That Jim Johnson defense was lethal, man. I mean, like, he played.
Bro,
I mean,
Hollis could block a whole doorway. He did do this so freaking big, bro. You never seen him like face to face, but
we had a Hall of Fame defense, man. Brian Dawkins. You had Sheldon Brown.
Sheldon Brown. Whoa, legendary.
Troy Vincent, Bobby Taylor. We had a ridiculous defense, man.
Our defense is so good. How the fuck did we still lose games back in the day? Like between like 03 to like 09. How did we lose so many? But we also had that's like when we remember about a decade ago, like late 2000s, early 2010s with the whole Vic thing, and he was doing well. And I mean, I don't lie, Michael Vick did well here. Never mind the dog thing. That's his personal life. There was an expectation for him to come here, yet he always eluded us. Then we had Chip Kelly for a while. His strategy never worked, in my opinion. People were like saying, fuck Chip Kelly. I just don't think he did connect the Eagles like that. Doc Petters did, and of course the new coach we have, but
Chip Kelly's. I have no clue, man.
Chip Kelly his own. He had his own idea, but
I just want to make a little shout out while I'm watching to Mike. What happened?
Good. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, my bad. I just accidentally clicked something else. No, I was saying I just want to give a shout out to Mike Akins before we wind up wrapping up here tonight. So Mike, unfortunately, his pop passed away recently, as earlier this week, and it's obviously very, very sad. And I told Mike I would just talk real quick and just give a little shout out on that. So if any of you don't remember, Mike was actually on one of our episodes back in, I think Mike came on like in February last year. I'm actually going to get the exact episode. So if you guys want to go and watch and actually
Mike,
check
I believe
out.
It was February or March. It might have been, yeah, you're right. Because it might have been actually late February because it was like kind of cold and he was like,
yeah, we talked about cars and everything and a lot of different things. But Mike's been somebody I've known for a long time. I know you two haven't met in person, but Mike's a good guy. So we had Mike on back in. Yeah, Mike was on episode 22 of the podcast, which was about 40 episodes ago. Crazy to say.
What was it? 42?
22.
Wow.
42 episodes ago, bro.
Yeah.
It was the episode's on. You can find it on YouTube. It'd be the easiest way to find it. It'll be hard to scroll down Facebook to find it, but it's on YouTube. It's streamed on February 11th, 2021, almost 1 year ago. Crazy, almost a year ago. It was about 11 months ago.
Right before Valentine's. So February 11th, 2021. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem at all, Mike. No problem at all, man.
No problem. Rest in peace to Mr. Ikens, to our friend Mike Ikens' dad. May his memory always live.
This is pop. His grandpa, his pop. I guess it's his pop.
I'm sorry. His grandfather.
Yeah, he's a good guy though, man. It's like I know.
Nevertheless, he hurts, man. He hurts.
Yeah. But his pop basically, Mike can tell you, he was like basically like his father helped raise him.
His father figure, gotcha. I understand.
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah. Also,
his pop was a good man.
Also, we could talk about this. We'll probably bring Mike back on the show, and if he ever wants to share something, that's always obviously, could let you guys do that and all that. So since we're here, we're talking about some. We're doing like a little rest in peace, though. Talk about like a little announcement. Also, we cannot talk about football and about the new year if we're not gonna. I mean, we lost a lot of people, but without mentioning rest in peace to John Madden.
That's a very good point, actually. Yeah, rest in peace to Mike's pop, but also rest in peace to John Madden as well. Yep. I mean, I think that's actually a good point since we're talking about football as well.
I think it makes all the sense in the world. Dude, I could say I just found out a guy that I knew for years died today, man. I mean, I'm sure died yesterday, but it's a sad situation. But we definitely want to kind of like take the time to mention and talk a little bit about Mike's our boy Mike Akins' pop or his grandfather. Also, John Madden, Coach John Madden, a legend, a pioneer. Without him, we wouldn't have a lot of the games. And I got a lot of soccer games here and some football games, but a lot of stuff wouldn't exist. The NFL Maddens. I mean, a lot of these stuff. A lot of these franchise games and all that, it would never be there. So John Madden was a huge deal, and for that, we definitely appreciate it for what he did for football. He's commentating. He was just an encyclopedia of football. We can say that he was. We have the Stephen A. Smiths for basketball and other games and all that, and other guys for boxing and all that. But John Madden was for football. He was like one of the number one guys. So very sad there. And We appreciate the work they for football. Also, again, there's nothing related to football, but definitely American culture. Rest in peace to Betty White, Miss Betty White. She died at 99 and a half years old. Could have done 100 years old on January 17th. So rest in peace to Betty White. Golden Girls.
Yep, definitely. I
That's
think
it.
we'll probably get ready to wrap up shortly, because obviously we're gonna have a part 2 next week about football, guys. So if anybody wants to join in, we're gonna have some guests on here. And guys, I want you guys once the lineup
we'll prepare a little different.
Yeah, we'll be able to talk about our picks and everything of who we're going to pick once the lineups are set for the AFC and the NFC. We'll obviously talk birds and whoever the birds want to play, and we'll see. We'll be able to find out something by Sunday night. And
we'll
we might have so stay tuned.
We'll probably do some live streams. Maybe we'll fuck around, do a couple live streams, like just like me and you, bro.
Yeah. Early in the week, we'll go like IG Live or Facebook Live, and just we'll probably try to do both next week to get us pumped up for the playoffs.
Yeah, it's funny because doing an IG Live, it could be just like a podcast, except that it will be in a different streaming platform or streaming service. That's the only difference. I mean, if we did an IG Live and we went for about an hour or a little less or even a little more and talked about all this, and obviously the format would have to be like this, but if we did it, it's pretty much a podcast but another platform. So we kind of could do that, but we're just talking about a regular IG Live, guys. Not an episode. I repeat that, not an episode. Just, for fun. Me and Steve, could do it. We've done it in the past. I've done some the day of the podcast to promote the podcast or the day before. So, it's, but for some reason, for your information, Steve, I couldn't go on IG Live for about like a few weeks. I don't know what was going on. I don't know. My account was being kind of funny, but I couldn't do IG Live for a little. Now I can do it again. I'm good to do it and all that. But
yeah, I'm like, we'll be able to do it. I'll definitely put one together with you, man. We'll work on it next week. And guys, in a couple weeks, we'll see. We don't know if it's definite or not, but we might be going live from Atlantic City, so we'll keep you posted on that.
Yeah, guys, it's glad you brought it up, bro. I was gonna say something about it, but it's gonna be see. All right, we got 2 minutes on the announcement. So we might do an AC show, guys. Could be all out there. We're gonna have a special guest, a good friend of mine, and somebody I'm doing some work with business with, Hall of Famer, mixed martial arts. Basically, kind of Hall of Famer, top ranked guy, coach. And I mean, he's been with the Lions Den, with Ken Shamrock's team, Frank Shamrock. He knows all the legends. He knows like Dana White and those guys, Chuck Liddell, all the big names in MMA. So there's a very good possibility that he'll definitely be in AC no matter what. He'll be here from the West Coast. He's a Jersey guy, but he lives in the West Coast. But he'll be here. So even if we end up not really doing it with him or something doesn't go the way we think it's gonna go, me and Steve will still be out there. So and shout out to our podcast. We'll do something now. We'll do probably like a little live stream there. We'll do something cool. We can do us taking over AC. Even though me and you have hung out AC before, I believe it's not like the first time. I think we have hung out there once, but it's a little different. So we'll probably do one there.
Where's he going to be at? He's going to be at the Tropicana or Hard Rock?
I believe Tropicana, bro. But from what I know, the Hard Rock, it's a done deal. He's already good. He's in good business with guys that run the Hard Rock. So that's a lot of stories to come. I might be competing in the Hard Rock down the line. So we'll see. I might be fighting there, bro. So, I mean, let's just keep it all, on the kind of back burner to-do list. But it seems like a lot of things are set to be done, bro. And I don't want to talk too much, reveal too much. But, I mean, it's a lot of deals going on. Our podcast falls on the banquet night, so it might be a big event. We might do it an hour, be some rumors and more. So it might even be like us, like doing it there, obviously bring our stuff, even have Wi-Fi there. If we could do it like kind of like side by side with him, like across, like in a little setting, in a little room, which would be cool. The office, but it could also be like this, we could do it right now with him from home, like we usually do, but it'll be better to do it there with the a cool background and having people in there and all that. And again, it's gonna be a big deal, bro. It'll be a nice night. It'll be like a 3-night event. You can only chill 2 nights, but I mean, if you want to hang out on the weekend there, why not? I mean, it's AC. You always like AC. Me and you're always down to hang out in AC. Why not? In January for a nice event. It's not always in May we go there. We go in January too and, get stuff done. AC is pretty much right here, man. Philly pretty much runs AC. I mean, come on. So.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a Philly-inspired city.
So,
yeah.
The
jersey. Yeah, I seen that. You have to put the jersey on.
I want to show the Eagles before.
Eagles.
Yeah.
So, okay, I guess, I mean, real quick, even though we didn't really have a guest last week, I do want to give a shout out to Bryce Simmons, our boy Bryce Simmons, just because he kind of appeared a little. He kind of joined in as we went along. We'll have him for an actual episode promoting in advance. Don't worry about that. That's up to come on the way. But yeah, shout out to him. He also hit me up during the New Year's Eve and spoke, so he's got a lot of good ideas. He's very good with when it comes to finances and properties and all that. He knows a lot. He's a very experienced guy. Does his own thing, makes good money and all that, and a very inspirational guy. So that's our boy. It's our man's, and long overdue. So it was good to have him, but we'll have him again. So shout out to obviously to Bryce. Shout out to of course to Mike as well, what he just said about passing his grandfather and all that. And yeah, I mean, I guess it was a good episode, bro. We've reached a good amount of time here. Give me 1 second. Just want to take the time to. I got 2 messages here. Somebody was looking the show. They said, "Good job, guys. Keep it up." George, you look kind of like an old school pimp. Wow, old school. I got the hat on. Thank you, though, my man Shah. My homie, my Yumbo Jamal said, "Gustav, guys, go Eagles." He said, "We're gonna smoke the Cowboys." Okay, well, I don't know about smoking them, but we could beat them. They never know. Don't ever think we cannot beat the Cowboys, guys. You never know. Even with reserves and backup plan, we can still, do well. So, you know.
Right.
And then somebody here said unanimous. I can't tell what the name is. I probably know who it is though. He said, "Good episode, guys. Go Eagles, fly birds, fly." All right, thank you there, and thank you for your support, whoever that is. So, just to read some emails real quick. But yeah, it seems like we have a nice news feed, bro. Good engagement. People are definitely tuning in. It was a good episode on a good way to start the year for sure on the Eagles. We're wrapping up, guys. 64, which means next week is 65. It's only 5 from 70. We're going up, man. Every episode that ends like with a 0. We usually do something big, for like a big, numerology type of number, like a 70 or 60, like a different number 50, halfway to 100. So keep up the good work, and keep up you guys watching, and also we bring you what you want to hear and what you want to see, and some great material. But also keep up the good work, you guys, for sharing stuff, watching it. Remember, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell on YouTube. Check out the page on Instagram, of course, and on Facebook. Check out our Facebook. You can watch us on Facebook and on YouTube. So, of course, Spotify too, and Anchor as well. We're there. We got a website, so check us out.
Yeah,
you
you
guys
guys can listen. What's that? No, I just said I think it was a good point. Shout out to Bryce. Thank you for coming on last week, man. My boy Bryce Simmons. He dropped some valuable insight towards the end of the podcast last week. So, guys, if you haven't checked out that episode 63, dropped last week, go back, check it out. The second half, Bryce came on. He dropped some valuable stuff. So, good shout out. Next week is going to be it's going to be a great episode. I'm excited to see all the people that are in the room.
Next week.
This is going to be good. It's going to be we're going to have quite a few. So, I'm kind of excited, man. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, definitely am, bro. Sounds good, man. Well, I mean, other than that, I think we did a good we had a good amount of stuff, bro. I mean, a lot of interaction, good talk. People were definitely tuning in. We took it to the next level for next week, so now it should be even easier. Now we're gonna talk about whatever the outcome of the game, win or lose, we don't care. We're just gonna do that, and it should be a good one. We also have a nice episode. So let me see. Hang on a second. Let me see something real quick. I'm trying to figure out when the wait. Okay, no, actually. So all right. So check this out. I took the calendar, guys. So it was Steve. The episode of AC may coincide with the end of the month, with January, which means we have the next week one. Again, it's part 2 of this kind of. It's like a football one again, playoffs and all that. Then we'll have another episode between that, and then after it will be the one with my good friend, my friend Eric. So we'll kind of figure it out, but we'll definitely bring you a great episode next week, and then after it's gonna be a really good one, and which will lead to kind of the end of January and an AC one. So the AC one, I'm excited, guys. It's definitely on the way to happen. I just don't know exactly how we're gonna figure it out. I got to do a few moves behind the scenes, but I got so many people I want to bring in here, man. I got announcers I want to bring here. I'm gonna bring my boy here, one of my good friends. You know what I mean? My man AJ Smooth. He does celebrity boxing. He's met a lot of celebrities, and he does a lot of live streams. He's perfect for this scene, So he's a great guy, good connection. I met him, about 2 years ago at a party. He knows a lot of the Philly, the arm wrestling scene, and also the celebrity boxing scene, like my man Hazel, which is the middleweight champion of the world in celebrity boxing. So we can talk about that and bring a lot of light to that. Very entertaining stuff, very cool stuff, guys. Local stuff. I mean, some of these people you might have seen in the street, you probably know because they're kind of like local celebrities, but we know a lot of local celebrities, so it's not really an issue. But yeah, we'll bring some good stuff, So we have our work cut out for us, guys, and we have definitely got good plans. Steve and I are excited, as you can see, So let's keep doing it. Let's keep living the dream. Let's keep living the American dream and keep the American dream alive, And the Philadelphia Eagles dream, Go Eagles, Fingers crossed, So yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Let's do it.
Good, bro. Let's do it, man. Well, it's been great, but it's been real, man. Unfortunately, duty call. I gotta go to work in about an hour or so. I'm a little busy today. It's been a very busy day for you as well. You said you gotta do what you gotta do. I think it's the best way to end it is right now, and it was good, man. I like doing this. Good working with you again. We crushed it.
Sounds good. All right, guys. Well, have a good weekend, and we'll see you guys next week. We'll do some live streams on the IG and Facebook Live to get us pumped up. Once we know the lineups, and we'll promote next week's episode. You guys already know what the topic's going to be. It's going to be football, but yeah, excited.
I'm definitely excited, man. Yep, go Birds. Definitely good show.
It'll
be a good one, man. Yeah, again, we appreciate everything. So be true and be you guys, and You know what I mean? Keep it real, keep it going, keep it smooth, and enjoy the year. The year 2022 is still new, fresh, in full effect. Hopefully, you guys have a lot of great resolutions and all that. We didn't get to talk about a whole about that, but we could definitely do some more stuff on next week's episode. And again, me and Steve may do like a little small thing. We'll probably figure one out. So we'll do a live stream or something like that. This is fun. I mean, we do this. We could do this daily if you wanted to, but every week is solid enough. So,
Yeah, exactly.
do it, man. So,
No,
all right,
no,
dude.
yeah, no problem, Mike. All right, yeah. Take care, guys, and have a good night. And we'll catch you in the second week of 2022. Catch you guys next week. Have a great weekend, guys.
All right, guys.